Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the brand new Dominator ASP. This just got released into Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm super hyped to get into this. Let's hop in right now. Alright guys, starting off with the armor, we're going to go all the way up on that of course, and the brakes as well. For the bumpers, we have front and rear options. For the front bumpers, we have the primary street bumper, secondary street bumper, primary bolt-on bumper, secondary bolt-on bumper, primary aggressor bumper, secondary aggressor bumper, primary arc racer bumper, secondary arc racer, primary extended lip bumper, secondary as well. We've got the primary twin wedges, secondary twin wedges, primary bolt-on GT bumper, secondary bolt-on GT bumper, and back to stock. So I think we're going to go for the primary aggressor bumper. I like that the best, I think. For the rear bumpers, we have the secondary bumper, we have the primary smooth bumper, secondary smooth bumper, primary arrow, secondary arrow, primary black lip, secondary black lip, primary street bumper, secondary street bumper, primary GT bumper, secondary GT bumper, primary GT Mark II bumper, secondary GT Mark II bumper, or back to stock. I personally kind of like the primary GT bumper. I think it's the best. We're going to go for that one. Next up for the engine, we have a few options here. So we got the block. We can add a primary V8 engine, primary ridged V8 engine, or secondary ridged. Let's go for the secondary ridged. The rail covers, we can do chrome plated rail covers, primary plated rail covers, secondary plated rail covers, chrome meshed, primary meshed, secondary meshed, chrome smooth, primary smooth, secondary smooth, chrome bolted rail covers, secondary and primary as well as the primary ridged rail covers and the secondary, or the plastic full rail covers, brushed full rail covers, primary full rail covers, secondary full rail covers, primary race rail covers, okay, secondary race, primary APX rail covers, carbon APX rail covers, brushed GT rail covers, primary GT, secondary GT, or back to stock. I think that let's go for the primary APX. I think that looks really sick actually. Next up we got the fittings. We can add vertical ram pipes, swept back ram pipes, chrome air filter, twin air filter, plastic upper intake manifold, plastic 450 CUI intake manifold, primary 450, secondary 450, brushed V8 4-cam manifold, plastic V8 air intake system, brushed V8 air intake system, primary V8 air intake system, secondary V8 air intake system, chrome supercharger, oh that's so sick, okay, primary supercharger, secondary supercharger, or back to none. Let's go for the chrome supercharger for sure, that's so sick. Next up we got the strut brace. We can add a polished, carbon, medium polished, medium titanium, triangulated, wide titanium, large polished, sticker bum, polished twin bar, extreme billet strut brace, lightened racing strut brace, or back to none. Honestly, the lightened racing is looking pretty good. Let's do that one. Engine tunes, we're going to go all the way up on that, of course. And for the intercooler, we can add one. Intercooler with twin fans, or the intercooler with water sprayer. Let's just go for the intercooler. I think that's a good look. Next up we got the exhaust. We can do a stock dual exhaust, twin round box exhausts, dual box exhausts, twin bore, twin chrome box, double side exit. That's pretty sick. I can't change the camera angle apparently on that. Okay, twin side exit as well. Sorry, I can't change the camera angle there, guys. My bad. Let's go for the twin bore exhausts. I like that look. Next up, we got the fenders. Okay, so we can do secondary front fenders, stock fenders, okay, or primary wheel arches, okay, for the front and back, secondary wheel arches, carbon wheel arches, primary bolt-on, secondary bolt-on, or carbon bolt-on. Honestly, I'm gonna leave it stock. I don't think it looks too good with these wide body sort of things on it, so we're just gonna leave it stock. Next up for the hood, we have hood catches. We have the chrome hood catches, angled hood pins, latch hood pins, blue latch, red latch, and gold latch. I've never been a fan of hood pins. I'm not gonna add them. For the hoods, we can do a secondary stock hood, carbon stock hood, sticker bomb stock hood, primary GT hood, secondary carbon or sticker bomb, primary scoop hood, secondary carbon or sticker bomb, primary plastic scoop hood, secondary, and okay. We have the primary vented hood, secondary vented hood, carbon vented hood, sticker bomb vented hood, primary race, secondary race, carbon race, sticker bomb race, primary performance, secondary performance, carbon performance, sticker bomb performance, or back to stock. Honestly, it's probably not going to be a very popular choice, but I think I'm just going to keep it stock. I like the look of it. Next up, for the interior, we can change up the dash. We can add a street interior, semi-stripped interior, race dash, and stripped interior, or the carbon dash and stripped interior. I kind of like the semi-stripped interior personally, or maybe the street interior. Let's go for the street interior. I think that's a good look. The dials, we can add a pod-mounted tachometer, cluster-mounted tachometer, pod tacho, and glove box gauges. Okay. Pod tacho and dash gauges, or the tachometer and dash gauges. Let's go for the pod tacho and dash gauges. Next up, for the doors, we can add aluminum door cards, carbon painted aluminum, primary race, carbon race, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to leave it stock. For the seats, I'm going to go for the painted tuner seats. Actually, no, the carbon tuner seats, my bad. For the steering wheels, they're all the same as all the other cars, so I'm just going to scroll through them quickly. You guys can see them all. I think I'm going to go for the... kind of liked how that one said Vapid, but I don't want the paddle shifters on it. I think we might just stick with the stock wheel. I think we will. For the roll cage, we can add a street half cage, dash dodger cage, padded dash dodger, full roll cage, or a padded full roll cage. Don't really want a roll cage either, boys. We're going to leave it off. For the headlights, we're going to go xenon for sure. Next up, we got the livery. Now we can add a white thick stripe, black thick stripe, white double race stripe, black double race stripe, white classic sports stripe. Okay. Black classic sports stripe as well. Not tonight, pizza boy. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay. Blue flame livery. That's kind of cool. Purple flame livery. That's also kind of cool. Simple race livery, or back to none. We're gonna be leaving it with none for today. We got the louvers. We can add primary louvers. Oh, and that actually changes the headlights too. That's kind of sick. Okay. Secondary louvers or black louvers. Again, not gonna add them. Don't really love them. We can add primary mirrors or secondary mirrors. Let's go... let's just go primary, I think. Mud guards, you can add them. I don't really know why you would. They got red and black, and primary and secondary, of course. I'm not gonna add them either. Yellow and black plate for sure, though. And for the respray, we are going to be going with a red. I'm thinking probably Cabernet or Sunset Red. I think Sunset Red is gonna have to be it, though. I've got a car in mind, which I'm copying here, guys. That's why I'm picking the options so quickly. But Sunset Red is definitely looking pretty good. The trim color, we can change it. It doesn't really change like literally anything. Oh, okay, it does change that, and it changes the seat color. So let's go for like a Cabernet Red, or you know what? We'll go Sunset. We'll go Sunset for that too. The accent color, this changes the color of the gauges on the dashboard. So let's go diamond blue. That's what I've been going with in a lot of my cars. So I personally think it looks pretty good. Next up, we got the roof. We can add the secondary roof, carbon roof, or the sticker bomb roof. Again, no, not really feeling it. For the skirts, we can add primary lip skirts, secondary lip skirts, primary extended skirts, secondary extended skirts, primary tuner, secondary tuner, primary race, secondary race, primary street, secondary street, primary performance, secondary performance, primary extension skirts, secondary extension skirts, primary ridged, secondary ridged. We can add the primary GT skirts, secondary GT, or back to stock. Let's go for the primary GT. What's going on here? Well, boys, I'm completely stuck here. I can't seem to do anything. Alright, boys, we're back, and we're hopping back into the customization here. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, and of course now it's nighttime, so that was a bit of an L. We're not going to be putting skirts on this thing because it seems to be broken at the moment, so definitely going to avoid that for the time being, but we are going to hop right into the spoiler options and see what we can do here. So we got the secondary stock spoiler, we got the primary ducktail, secondary ducktail, the plastic ducktail, or the carbon. We also have the primary bolt-on, secondary bolt-on, carbon bolt-on, or the primary drag spoiler. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. Secondary drag spoiler, carbon drag, primary arrow wing, secondary arrow wing, carbon arrow, primary low-level GT wing, secondary and carbon as well. We have the primary mid-level GT wing, secondary and carbon as well. We also have the primary high GT wing, secondary and carbon, and back to stock. So I think we're going to be going for the primary ducktail on this thing. I think it's a good look for the car. Next up, we got the sun strips. We can add a black one, primary or secondary. Not really feeling it. Let's just leave it off. For the suspension on this car, we are going to drop it all the way down. As you guys can see, you do get a decent amount of drop with this, which is pretty cool. For the transmission, we're going to go all the way up, of course. For the trunk, we can add a secondary colored trunk if we want to. Okay, interesting. Not going to do that. We are, however, going to put the turbo on here for sure. For the wheels, I think the Forged 5 is looking really good. I just wish the wheels were a little higher profile. So I think we're going to go for the Forged 5 though, just for right now. For the color on these, I think I want to go for something like probably anthracite black. Not too dark. I don't want to go full black on these. I think that's a good look. The tire enhancements, we are going to go bulletproof tires, of course. Could put a tire design on here, but we're not going to today. Next up, we got the windows, and we're going to tint those all the way out. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the customization that we're going for today. Let's take this thing down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and a review. Alright, guys, let's see what this thing sounds like. Sounds pretty good to me. Definitely no complaints. Let's see how it is off the line. I've already test drove this thing briefly, but seems pretty good off the line. Let's actually make sure this thing is rear wheel drive only, which of course it is. Great, that's good stuff. So I was impressed with how this thing actually handled the other day when I actually tested it in the test track. Of course, it had no customization done to it at all, and it was a pretty good car. It was pretty impressive. So far, the acceleration feels pretty crazy to me, especially for a muscle car. This thing is feeling similar to a sports car, I would say. The acceleration is just nuts, and the handling so far is pretty good. I remember it being pretty good when I was actually in the test track, so that has not changed. The handling has actually gotten even better because I have a custom spoiler on it, which of course has actually improved the handling of the car. This thing feels awesome, guys. I have to say, this is actually performing extremely well. I'm interested to see how it handles the twisty section of the test right here. Let's see. So far, so good. Absolutely flying up this road. Ooh, okay, the back end wants to slide out a little bit there when you go too hard, but it's very easy to control though. It's very manageable, I would say, so definitely really nice. It feels, for a muscle car, it feels really good. It feels really good. It actually can go around these corners without, you know, just completely spinning out. It definitely feels almost nothing like the Gauntlet Hellfire, which is probably a good thing for most players. I know not a lot of people like the Gauntlet Hellfire's handling, so the Dominator does not handle anything like the Gauntlet Hellfire. I'll say that. I would say this thing handles about equally to the Dominator GTT, the new one that just came out with the Tuners DLC. I would say this thing handles at least as good as it, maybe even a little bit better. I'm really impressed with this car, guys. I would highly recommend going and picking one of these things up as soon as you get onto Grand Theft Auto Online if you have any money left over from the Tuners DLC. This thing is very impressive. I am absolutely loving this car. I cannot wait to drive it more in Grand Theft Auto Online. This is definitely going to be in my rotation a lot, I feel like. Kind of lost it on that corner, but you know what? That's okay. Yeah, overall, guys, I am actually extremely impressed. This thing, I have almost complete confidence saying this. I think this is going to be the new fastest muscle car in the game. I'm sure that Bruffy is working on a video testing that right now. So when he uploads that, I'll make sure to make a community post about it, because I think that this thing is going to be probably the fastest muscle car in the game. And for that reason, I would just have to say, you know, go and pick it up if you got the money. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it for the customization and the review today. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like as well if you enjoyed. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.